Hello, this is Heck Yeah Studios coming at you with another poker video. Just want to go over the basics, origin and history, and basically the betting options. So I'm going to read this right off of this website. I'm just going to go right through it. It says origin and history. To truly appreciate Texas Hold'em, it's essential to understand the origins. The game is believed to have originated in the early 20th century, Robstown, Texas, before making its way to Las Vegas in the 1960s. Its popularity exploded in the 2000s with televised poker tournaments. Today, Texas Hold'em is played at home games, casinos, online poker rooms worldwide. So, the basics, we went over this in the last video, but I'm just going to read it again. Texas Hold'em is a community card game where each player is dealt 2 private cards, those are called your hole cards, and 5 community cards placed face up on the table. The objective is to make the best 5-card hand using any combination of the hole cards and community cards. The game consists of several betting rounds and can be played in different betting structures like limit, pot limit, or no limit formats. So, with rules and gameplay, it comes to the blinds. In Hold'em, the marker called the button, which is also the dealer, indicates which player that is the dealer for the current hand. Before the hand begins, the player immediately to the left of the button posts the small blind, the first forced bet. So if it's 1-2 Hold'em, the small blind would put 1, and then the big blind would put 2 chips or dollars. It's typically twice the size of the small blind, the big blind, and blinds can vary depending on the stakes and betting structure being played. Your betting options, this is very important. To check means you're staying in the hand without betting, but you can only do that if there isn't a bet already out there. So if the guy behind me if the big blind has $2 on the table because that's a forced bet, the guy after him under the gun would have to put 2 chips to go in. He cannot check. So you can check when nobody else is bet. It would have to come around to the next round. The first player to put money in the pot starts off betting. Other players must then decide to whether call, fold, or raise. To fold your card is to discard your card and basically give up the opportunity to win the hand. You don't think your hand's good enough, you think I don't know, you just give up. Call means you match the bet. So if the big blind put 2 chips in and you call, you put 2 chips in, that matching the previous bet. Raise is to increase the value. So if the big blind has 2 and you decide to put 4, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that is a raise. You're raising the stakes. So for pre-flop, after seeing their hole cards, each player can play his or her hand folding, calling, or raising the big blind. The action begins with the player left to the big blind, also known as the player under the gun. The player has the option to bet to fold, call, or raise. For example, if the big blind is $5, it would cost $5 to call and $10 to raise. The action then proceeds clockwise down the table. Betting continues until all active players who have not folded have placed equal bets in the pot. So if this guy, if under the gun puts 4 when the big blind put 2, and the next guy would put 4, they would call, and if someone down the line put 8 or 10 or whatever in there, it would have to go all the way around again until you all have the same bet, which would be the 8 or the 10 or the whatever. The flop, the flop is the first 3 cards played on the board. So you have your 2 in your hand, and then the dealer will burn a card, and then he'll take 3 of them and flip them upside, face up. The dealer deals 3 community cards face up, known as the flop. These cards are shared by all players and can be used in combination with their hole cards to form a hand. Betting on the flop when the active player immediately to the left of the button. Betting on the flop begins with the active player immediately to the left of the button. Betting options are similar to pre-flop. However, if nobody has previously bet, Players may check by passing the action to the next player clockwise. So that's, I kind of already went over that a little bit. The turn is the next one. He would burn another card, and then he would flip one up with a 3, so now you have 4. And the fourth one is called the turn. The turn is the 4th community card, and now another betting round ensues, beginning with the active player immediately clockwise of the button, so to the left of the dealer. The river is the last card. It's the 5th card. It's the final community card, and another betting round takes place. Showdown is if more than one player remains after the final betting round. The player who placed the last bet or raise reveals their cards. However, if no bets were made during the final round, the player seated immediately to the left of the button shows their cards first. The player with the best 5-card hand wins the pot. In situations where hands are identical, the pot is split evenly among the players. So if you both had Jack 4 and there was a Jack on the board, you would each have the same hand. Or even if there's nothing on the board, you would have Jack high and the kicker would come into play. No, I don't think so. If you both had Jack 4, it would be a split because there's nothing on the board. There's both high card with the same. I kind of got mixed up there. I was talking too fast. So I typically play no limit games. I don't know much about limit or fixed limit, so I'm just going to skip that and go down to no limit. The minimum bet in no limit hold'em is the same as the big blind, but in no limit poker games, as the name suggests, players don't have a maximum limit on their bets. However, there is your betting is limited to the chips you have on the table. For instance, in a cash game, you can't simply add more funds to your wallet to boost your bet beyond what's on the table. This principle is known as table stakes. That is all that's on the website right now. If you need me to go over it again, I will in another video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. This has been Heck Yeah Studios, signing out.